Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How are you today? I hope that you are still okay. You're still motivated. Yeah. Well, everyone. Last week you learned the notions of the presentation and also the beginning. Yeah, the beginning of the presentation. I'm sure that you have tried out the beginning of the presentation. So remember the notions. Yeah, and then remember how to deliver the presentation well. Yeah, especially at the beginning. Okay, everyone, now we are going to talk about something else. That is the body of the presentation. Yeah, this is the most important part of the presentation. That is the body. Yeah, because the body is the content of the material you're presenting. Yeah. Well, I think let's see. The body of the presentation is the most important part because this is the primary materials that you are presenting to the audience. Now the question is, what do you usually deliver to the audience? Yeah. Well, there are a lot of things. Of course, the content of the materials, yeah? But oftentimes that you need visuals or aids, yeah, commonly visuals, yeah. Well, it's not difficult now to prepare visuals. You don't need to, uh, bring the real ones, yeah. Like for example, when you are talking about mango, it's not necessary that you bring the real mango into the room. It will be a bit difficult, yeah. Okay, but you can just show the picture. Okay, now look at the example that the way the presenter is showing the visuals. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah. Do you think that the presenter is correct? Do you think it is the right way to present the visual? Hmm? Look at the body language. Look at the way he is standing. Yeah, your facial expressions and so on and so forth. Okay, good. Well, look that the first one is from the visual itself. Yeah, the visual has to be clear. Yeah, has to be clear. Has to be focused. Yeah. So it's better contrast between the background. What is it? Color and sorry, with the font. Yeah. And in one screen, yeah, it's better that you have only three presses. Yeah, three three presses. You may not put all the things on the screen. Like one page of text you put on the screen, so that's really bad. If you want to do that, why don't you just share all the audience, yeah, with the paper to take home. Okay, so three uh, lines only, three sentences, but mm, the best one, of course, not in the form of sentences, but in the form of phrases. Yeah, so three phrases. Yeah. Okay, and also, yeah, you may not put other things, other picture that can distract the audience attentions. Yeah. Okay. Students like to put something here at the tops, uh, at the top, yeah, or the bottom of the screen, yeah, the moving picture or something like that, the animation, but in a way of distracting Yeah, the audience. No, you may not do that. Yeah. Okay. Then once again, this three presses only. Yeah, with big font, contrast. The color is contrast. Yeah. Okay. And the presenter is perfectly correct. Yeah. Okay. He is standing. Yeah, he's standing by the mirror at the left side of the not mirror but the screen. Yeah, sits good. He is not blocking the audience. Yeah, if you are the presenter, so you may not read uh, what is written on the screen. Yeah. Okay, you can see it at a glance, and then you can go back to the audience. Remember that you have to make eye contact with the audience. Yeah, you may not read. Yeah, okay, because the audience can read. Yeah, so when you come to a presentation, you are the presenter. You have to know what comes up on the screen. So that's why you have to research at home. Rehearse. I mean, sorry. Okay, and you see the facial uh, what is it, expressions. That's a good expressions also. Yeah, that's a good expression. But don't put your hand into the pocket. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, usually the one who is uh, putting hands into the pocket is nervous. Yeah, to hide nervousness. Yeah. Okay. By the way, probably kinds of visuals, yeah? Yeah, kind of visual. I think I'll show you later. Now let's see the screen, yeah? Well, what do you think? It's not a good presentation, yeah? How do you know that? Yeah. So the picture is clear. So what is it? The presenter isn't well prepared to come to the presentation event. He's still typing, he's still adjusting when the room is packed with the audience. Yeah. Okay, and then he also forgets something. Yeah. I have sorted out. I'll have it sorted out in just a minute. Okay. Okay. You may never come to a presentation when you are not ready. Yeah. Okay. So you have to prepare. Last week I told you what to prepare. Yeah. I gave you 8 stages to prepare for the presentation, beginning from knowing the audience. Yeah. Okay. In your preparations, you have to decide what tools to prepare. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting. Last time people used this. I use this. Yeah. Okay. I use, for example, this one is overhead projector. Yeah. Okay. And this one is a screen, flip chart, and so on and so forth. Probably we still use this, but well, now in a much sophisticated one. Yeah. Okay. I think it is the projector. The beginning of the projector is like this. Yeah. Okay. So probably you need to prepare besides computer, a laptop. Yeah. A pointer. Okay. Probably what is it? remote PC controller, yeah, and so on and so forth, yeah, to make it uh, to make the presentation more lively, yeah, okay, more interesting, and so on and so forth. Okay, if you want, let's take a look at the pictures here on the screen. Okay, can you comment on how the visual information is being presented in these pictures? Then produce five key recommendations for how to use visual supports in the presentation. Okay, so let's begin with the first one. What's wrong with this? Yeah, the presenter has good body language actually. Has good facial expressions. Yeah. Okay, you see that the presenter is not looking at the screen, and then it seems to be talking with the audience, maintaining eye contact and so on. That's good. Yeah. And here on the screen is the uh, what is it? The word or the presses. Good, I think. Yeah, not many. Yeah, yeah. But probably the problem is it is blur. Yeah, it is blur. So you have to make sure that so everyone, yeah, in the room can see what is on the screen very clearly. Yeah. Okay. Next one's to the right. What's wrong with this? Yeah, because actually the presenter is talking, yeah, is talking with the audience, yeah. Okay, but one thing, yeah, he is blocking the screen, yeah. He's blocking the screen. Okay, and you can see it's supposed to be on the screen, but it's on his body, yeah, and then also uh, he put his was it left arms, yeah, in a pocket. Yeah, don't be like this, yeah. Okay, in a presentation you have to use open palm gesture. Open palm, yeah, you know, palm. Show me open palm gesture. Okay, that's correct. Well, then in the middle, what's wrong with this? You may not put everything on the screen. Yeah. If you want to do it, you can just give it to the audience, ask the audience to go home. Okay, this is what I'm going to present. Like that. Yeah, okay. It's too many details here. It's not good. It's bad at all. Yeah. Okay. You may never do like this. Okay. And then this one. What's wrong with this? Yeah, the screen is too far and too small. If it is in a big room, in the large room, that you have to uh, make it the screen bigger. Okay, or you put one more than one screens. Yeah. Okay, maybe two, three, four, or five. Okay, so everyone in the room can what is it? Can see what's on the screen clearly. Yeah. And then the last one, everyone. So you see, okay, the presenter is explaining something here, but what's wrong with him? He is blocking. Yeah, he's blocking. Okay, and then he's not polite. Yeah, because his audience is at the back. Okay, I think he should face the audience. Yeah, and then he can stand up at the left side or the right side of the screen and point to the things he's explaining actually. Yeah, he can glance at the screen. Okay, but he may not read or use a lot of time. Yeah, to read something on the screen. Yeah, you have to know anything. Okay. Okay, everyone. So let's see. We are going to see the content and visual. You have to see pie chart, map, bar graph, table, diagram, picture, line graph, flow chart, and plan, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everyone. Uh, Pie chart. Oh, here is the pie chart. Mm. Mm. And okay, here is a map. Here is the floor plan. This one is a flow chart. Yeah. This one is line graphs, bar graphs. Yeah. Okay. It's diagram, so on. Yeah. Picture. Okay. All right. Look at this. These are the elements of graphs. Yeah. You have to know that this is called what's it? The vertical axis. This is called the horizontal axis. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes vertical axis. Yeah. Sometimes vertical axis can be found also on the right. Yeah. So on the left and on the right. Okay. And this one is a line. It is what is it? Solid line. This one is bro. Oh no, this is not broken line but dotted line, and this one is broken line. Yeah. Okay. Well, M here is vertical axis and it's horizontal axis. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then this one is what is it? Undulating line, probably. Yeah? Oh, what do we call this here? Yeah, undulating line. Yeah, this one is fluctuating line. Yeah, okay, fluctuating line. And curve, curva. Yeah, curve. Yeah. Just curve. Okay. So you have to know that it's important for you. When you show this, you know how to say this. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Listen to 4 extracts from a talk about choosing a new location for a plant. The first time you listen, match the extract with the correct picture. The second time you listen, write down the key points above each picture.
A project manager for
Extract 1.
A manufacturing.
My talk concentrates on the Kildare Gap location and the planning we have carried out so far. It's divided into 3 main parts. As you can see, this short introduction, then first a few words on the site at Kildare Gap, then an overview of the environmental costs.
Here we go.
After the look at other costs. After that, we'll break for a discussion. If everyone's happy with that, then we'll continue to...
Extract 2.
Now, the first picture to show you on the environmental costs, clearly shows that construction accounts for over 60%. Costs amount to around 12%, shown by this segment here. That's a lot less than the land purchase, which will continue to...
Extract 3.
Moving on, I thought you'd be interested in a comparison, looking at the costs of environmental expenditure with some other possible sites. And as you can see by the chart, it's very good. In fact, it would cost well below the average. Only one is a small bit cheaper than the others would have been.
Extract 4.
Next one here shows initial investment, rising in the first year, beginning to fall during year 2, then you see falling after about a year and a half. Then the decline in investment costs will continue to decrease.
Okay, everyone. Okay, you see probably, so the first one is here. Yeah. We heard the structure of the what is it, presentation mentions here by the presenter, and the second is here. Okay, the third and the last one is investments. Yeah. Well, when it is about the procedure or process, flowchart is really good. Yeah. Okay. When it is about percentage or proportion, you can use pie chart. Yeah. Okay. When you what is it? When you want to present the development of something, yeah. Okay, you can use this one, the bar graph or line line graph. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, now listen once
Listen
again.
to 4 extracts from a talk about choosing a new location for a plant.
Down
The first time you listen, match the extract with the correct picture.
about the picture.
The second time you listen, write down the key points about each picture. Extract 1.
Yeah.
My talk concentrates on the Kildale Gap location and the planning we have carried out so far. It's divided into 3 main parts, as you can see. This short introduction, then first a few words on the site at Kildale Gap, then an overview of the environmental costs. After the look at other costs. After that, we'll break for a discussion. If everyone's happy with that, then we'll continue to...
Extract 2.
Now, the first picture to show you on the environmental costs, clearly shows that construction accounts for over 60%. Costs amount to around 12%, shown by this segment here. That's a lot less than the land purchase, which will continue to...
Extract 3.
So the key main point is...
Moving on, I thought you'd be interested in a comparison, looking at the costs of environmental expenditure with some other possible sites. And as you can see by the chart, it's very good. In fact, it would cost well below the average. Only one is a small bit cheaper than the others would have been.
Yeah, the percentage, yeah.
Extract 4.
Next one here shows initial investment, rising in the first year, beginning to fall during year 2, then you see falling after about a year and a half. Then the decline in investment costs will continue to decrease.
So, initial investment. Okay, this time that you have to try out to show the graphs, and then you describe the graph. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to take turn with your partner to describe this. As you finish.
Unit 7, Part 2, Exercise 3.
Samples, yeah?
Listen to the speaker describing the graph in your book.
And
How does this version compare with yours?
No, listen to the model.
Now, I'd like to show you this graph. It shows the rate of increase in fossil fuel in the mid-19th century. On the left-hand vertical axis, you see fossil fuel consumption measured in gigatons of carbon, while the horizontal axis shows time in years. On the right-hand axis, you can see the three main types of fossil fuel: coal, oil, and gas. What we can see here is an extremely sharp rise in fossil fuel consumption and a trend towards more oil and gas.
All right. Okay. What do you think? So when you show a graph, yeah, the structure of your presentation when you show a graph is like this. The first one is the title. You mention the title of the graph, yeah, and then the second one is you tell the audience like this, yeah, the meaning of this, yeah, the meaning of this, the meaning of this, yeah. Okay, so on the vertical axis, on the right, on the left vertical axis, it is the consumptions measured in gigaton per year. Okay, you tell the audience the meaning of this. The horizontal axis. The horizontal axis shows the years, and the right hand side vertical axis shows types of the fossil fuels. Yeah, coal, oil, and gas. And then the third one, the message of the what is it? The message of the graph. You still remember the message? As we can see that it has been a sharp increase on the use of fossil fuel consumptions, with the trend on the use of oil and natural gas. Okay, now what do you think? Can you do it? I believe that you can do it. Yeah. So once again, the title of the graph, and then what is it? The here the meaning of what makes a graph. So vertical axis, horizontal axis, yeah, and so on and so forth. And then the last one is the message, yeah, the message. All right, okay. Hopefully that you understand, yeah, and you can do it. All right, everyone. Now listen once again. Yeah, listen once again, and this time that you have to what is it? Write down. You have to write down here the gap. Yeah.
Unit 7, Part 2, Exercise 3. Listen to the speaker describing the graph in your book. How does this version compare with yours?
No, I'd like blah blah blah.
Now, I'd like to show you this graph. It shows the rate of increase in fossil fuel in the mid-19th century. On the left-hand vertical axis, you see fossil fuel consumption measured in gigatons of carbon, while the horizontal axis shows time in years. On the right-hand axis, you can see the three main types of fossil fuel: coal, oil, and gas. What we can see here is an extremely sharp rise in fossil fuel consumption and a trend towards more oil and gas.
I'd like to show you this graph. It shows the increase on the left hand. more oil, yeah, and gas. Now I'd like to show this graph. It shows the increase. Okay, wait a minute. On the left-hand vertical axis, okay, with the horizontal axis, what we can see here is, yeah, all right, surprise. Okay, well, okay, everyone, now you can try out
Unit 7, Part 2, Exercise 4.
with your partner.
Listen to a model version of a description of the graph and table given in your book.
Try to understand what it is.
Now, my next picture here, a pie chart, shows the relative consumption of fossil fuels in the main points to note are that the largest consumption is for oil, as you'd expect, at 33%. The next largest is coal at 27%. Perhaps a little surprising, the smallest here is nuclear fuels, nuclear energy, only at 5%. Quite little. Now for the table here. Now this table shows CO2 emissions and compares different European Community countries over 3 different years. The first column is 1980, the middle column is 1986, and the last one is 1989. If we look at the totals, we see that emissions of CO2 fell from 2,747.1 million tonnes in 1980 to 2,492 million tonnes in 1986. That trend wasn't continued as the figure rose again to 2,562.9 in 1989. A striking observation from this table is the heavy contribution to CO2 emissions from Germany and Britain. German emissions were at least falling, but in 1989 stood at 647.9 million tonnes. The most impressive fall is in France, from 459.2 to 60.6, much lower than either Germany or Britain.
Okay, if you want, imagine using the graph below in presentations about air quality. Suggest how you would describe it. Use the prompts A to D. Alright.
Unit 7, Part 2, Exercise 4. Listen to a model version of a description of the graph and table given in your book.
Now, my next picture here, a pie chart, shows the relative consumption of fossil fuels in the main points to note are that the largest consumption is for oil, as you'd expect, at 33%. The next largest is coal at 27%. Perhaps a little surprising, the smallest here is nuclear fuels, nuclear energy, only at 5%. Quite little. Now for the table here. Now this table shows CO2 emissions and compares different European Community countries over 3 different years. The first column is 1980, the middle column is 1986, and the last one is 1989. If we look at the totals, we see that emissions of CO2 fell from 2,747.1 million tonnes in 1980 to 2,492 million tonnes in 1986. That trend wasn't continued as the figure rose again to 2,562.9 in 1989. A striking observation from this table is the heavy contribution to CO2 emissions from Germany and Britain. German emissions were at least falling, but in 1989 stood at 647.9 million tonnes. The most impressive fall is in France, from 459.2 to 60.6, much lower than either Germany or Britain.
Okay, everyone, probably you can identify the title, yeah, then what is it, the variables in a graph, yeah, and finally the message. Yeah, I'm sure that you can do it. Yeah, okay. Okay, everyone, now let's learn how to describe changes, because oftentimes when you show graph, you show changes actually. And then changes are usually in the message of the graph itself. Yeah. Well, first of all, that you pay attention to the graphs. You talk with your partner. Then which one, which changes. Yeah. Which changes pictured here. Which one is climb slightly, increase steadily, drop markedly, and so on and so forth. Okay. I hope that you can do it. Yeah. Well, all right. Let's see. This one is increase. It's the same as climb or rose. Yeah, but it is slight. Yeah? You can say climbs slightly. Yeah, climb slightly. Okay, and this one is increase steadily. Increase steadily. Okay, and this one is drop. Yeah, drop, but drop a little or decline a little. And this one, yeah, this one is dropped markedly. Yeah, and this one is rose dramatically. Yeah. All right. Now you understand the changes. Yeah. All right. I hope that you don't have problem with that. Okay. Now it's a time for you to practice using graphs. What is it? Telling the changes. Yeah. Now look at the diagrams and write other words to describe what each one shows. Yeah. Try to find a noun form for each verb. For example, to increase, that's a verb. And you can use a noun, an increase. Okay. Now look at this. Yeah. To increase, an increase. To go up, but there is no noun to go up. Yeah. To rise. So arise. Yeah. Arise. Okay. And here is to decrease, a decrease. To dropped, a dropped. To fall, a fall. To decline, a decline. And this one, see, to stay the same, to remain the same. Okay, to remain the same, yeah. To remain steady, okay. Then the situation shows an increase first, then flat here, so we can say it a level off, yeah. And then D here, to reach a maximum, yeah, to peak or a peak, yeah. Okay, and then the next one to recover, recovery, to get better, yeah. You can say to get better, to get better. Okay. And this one shows the drop, so it is to deteriorate. So a noun you can use deterioration, yeah, deterioration, yeah, to okay, get worse, yeah, okay, to get worse or to worsen, yeah, but there is a noun for that, yeah. Okay, so in brief, that you have to be able to communicate the changes with the correct English, yeah. Okay. Okay, everyone. I told you, or we have discussed how to hold audience attention. Yeah. Well, probably you still remember. So there are basically two things. Yeah. To make your audience pay attention to you. Yeah. The first one is the usefulness of the usefulness of the presentation. Yeah. When it is useful, and then they can lend their ears and eyes to pay attention to your presentation. And the second one is the delivery, of course, yeah. When the delivery is good, and then the audience can pay attention to you, yeah. Okay, but those who have already have a big name, so the most important thing is the usefulness, yeah. All right. Yeah, here look at the picture. What are the problems with the presentations above? Suggest ways that you think a good speaker can hold audience attentions. Yeah, well, yeah, you can talk it with your partner, friends, but actually we have discussed about this. Yeah, okay, so let's go on. Yeah, okay, and don't forget also the was it the structure of the presentation. Yeah, so your presentation has to be systematic, yeah, well organized, yeah, to make it easier to understand. Okay.
The first picture shows the relative
Now,
contribution to
about the
greenhouse effect
information
of various
to
gases.
presentation of the
The most
CFC,
significant is CO2 with almost half.
climatic change.
The second most important greenhouse gas is
Example,
methane.
example
Now
one.
let's look at European community sales of CFCs by use in the
But
period
I'm really
6
sorry
to
that we don't have time for
1987.
this.
Here, this graph shows a
The most important thing
comparison
is
between main
when
uses,
you are
in
giving a
thousands of tons,
presentation,
on the vertical axis.
to pay
By
attention
far
to
the
the
largest use was
pace,
in
yeah,
aerosols and then foam
to the
plastics.
speed of
Use of these was rising
your
quite
speech,
fast.
yeah.
Now we come onto a
Okay,
table showing the
so
rate of
it has to
deforestation
be
in
well
countries.
paced,
In
not
many countries,
too
deforestation is a serious
fast,
issue.
slowly,
Just to take a couple
then
of key points from
loudly,
the table,
and then
the
not
rate of loss in
flat,
Brazil,
yeah.
the country with the largest amount
Sometimes
of
they
forest,
have
is
a soft
enormous,
voice,
up to
sometimes they have
50,000 square kilometers a year.
high voice and
In
so on and so forth.
Nigeria, the amount is quite
Flat
small,
because flat
but
is
what is
low,
striking is the enormous
yeah.
percentage of forest lost
Then
each year,
when you use difficult
14.3% in a
words, of
year.
course, you have
Clearly, the
to
situation is
make
terrible.
difficult words easier to understand, and then also don't use sophisticated terminologies. Yeah, you have to explain the meaning of terminologies to the audience, so the audience can understand you, and so on and so forth. Yeah, okay. Well, don't forget also when you are giving a presentation, it is important for you to check whether the audience is listening, is following you, understands you or not. Yeah, by saying, "Are you following me? Are you following me?" means that you understand. Okay. Well, so oftentimes that the audience gets lost. Yeah, in the presentation. Yeah. Okay. Well, always check once in a while whether your audience can follow your presentation or not. Okay, everyone, let's practice. You're going to see the information, yeah, which is part of product manager's notes for a presentation on advertising mix, yeah, for new range of beauty products with the brand name Cherry. He's talking to a marketing team to promote the new range. Use the notes to give a short summary of the information using listing technique. So please practice the summary with your partners. Okay, probably you don't understand listing technique. Listing technique is uh, listing. What is it? The things that will be taken into the strategies like this. Listing. Yeah. Okay. Well, so try it. And I want to know whether you're able to make summary or not. Okay. The first thing that you have to know is here. You have to know this above the line advertising. Yeah. Above the line advertising means that advertising using mass media such as television, radio, and newspaper, and this one is below the line advertising. So advertising the what is it? The products, yeah, directly to shop, yeah, to the point of sale. Okay, like to store, to display, uh, in what's it, packaging and so on and so forth. That's below the line uh, advertising. And merchandising means that mm, okay, any direct efforts to encourage sales, sub product increase, yeah, and also consumer awareness, etc. Yeah, okay. So any direct efforts to encourage sales of the products, yeah, sales of the product, increase consumer awareness. Okay, try it. All right. Okay, can you do it? Oh yeah, I believe that you can do it. Yeah. Okay, class, listen to me. No, you can say like this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to talk about the advertising mix for the Cherry Beauty products, and we are going to use the two categories of advertising. So, first one is above the line advertising, and the second one is below the line advertising. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now begins with the above the line advertising. Okay, and then you can continue. You can continue. Yeah. To present all the things here and how you're going to do this category of advertising. All right, so finally we come to the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for attending this class. And don't forget what you have learned today, the body of the person, the body of the presentation. Yeah, you learned a lot about how to present a lot of things, including the emphasis on the use of images and visuals, yeah, to support your success in your presentation. Don't forget, you have to keep practicing because uh, practice makes perfect. You cannot do anything without practicing. Thank you very much. See you. Assalamualaikum.